Good morning everyone. It's Chandrakala here. Today we will discuss second section of our chapter work, energy and power. And second section is different forms of energy. First of all, we will discuss about mechanical energy. So, first of all, we will discuss definition. Energy possessed by a body due to state of rest or motion or change in its position, shape and size. Definition is energy possessed by a body due to state of rest or motion, or change in position, size or shape. This is the definition of the mechanical energy. That means if the position of the body or the state of the body changes, then that body will have mechanical energy. From definition, we will get some important terms here, that is rest, motion, position, size and shape. These are the 5 important terms which we will need in potential energy and kinetic energy. So first of all, mechanical energy of a body is due to its state of the body or position and shape and size of the body. Mechanical energy is of 2 types. That is, first one, potential energy, and second one is kinetic energy. Second is kinetic energy. Okay. And therefore the total mechanical energy is sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. Total mechanical energy is sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. Okay, and there is a law of conservation of mechanical energy. Law of conservation of mechanical energy states that the sum of potential and kinetic energy always remains constant under conservative forces, or mechanical energy always remains constant under conservative forces. That means first of all, we have to learn about conservative forces. Conservative forces are those forces which depends only on initial and final position of the object. That does not depend on path followed by it. That means if a body has to move from A to B, then the conservative forces depends only on initial position and final position. It does not depend on path followed by the body. That means how the body has reached up to B. That doesn't matter, but only what matters is body has been started from A and it has finally reached to B. They are known as conservative forces. That means mechanical energy always remains constant under conservative forces. And since mechanical energy is sum of potential energy and kinetic energy, so obviously if potential energy of the body will increase, then its kinetic energy will decrease. And if kinetic energy will increase, then potential energy will decrease. So that its total sum, that is this mechanical energy, can remain constant. We can see one mathematical example. Suppose if the total mechanical energy is 8 joule, then the possibilities may be 4 joule is potential energy and 4 joule is kinetic energy. Then the total mechanical energy will be 8 joule. But it's possible that potential energy can be 5 joule. Then it should be then 3 joule. And if the potential energy has become 2 joule, then this kinetic energy should become 6 joule. So that the total mechanical energy can remain constant. That means the total mechanical energy remains constant. If one form of the mechanical energy increases, then the second form of that will automatically decrease. This is known as conservation law of mechanical energy. Okay. Now we will discuss our 2 types of mechanical energy, that is potential energy and kinetic energy. First of all, we will discuss about potential energy. So first thing we will discuss is potential energy, which is denoted by capital U. So the potential energy is the energy possessed by a body at rest due to change in its position or size and shape. These three words we have to remember here. That is, potential energy is the energy possessed by a body due to change in its position, size and shape. If we will see, then here in mechanical energy we have underlined some terms. So here these three terms, they are related with the potential energy. We will discuss them in the potential energy, and these two terms we will discuss in the kinetic energy. That means right now we are talking about potential energy. So potential energy is possessed by a body if the body is at rest and if there is change in its position, size and shape. Then the energy possessed by body is known as potential energy. And the best example is if we will raise any object. If we raise any object from the surface of the earth to some height, that means initially the object was here at point A. Now we are raising it in the upward direction up to height B, and now the position of the object is B. That means here we are changing position of the object. Initially the position of object was A, and now the position of the object is B. Therefore now at this point the energy possessed by this body at point B is potential energy, because it is stored due to change in its position, because we have changed the position. So its position has been changed, because of that it has gained the potential energy. And second thing is, in class 9th we have studied about spring force. That means we know the compression and expansion of spring. If this is normal spring and if we will expand it or if we will compress it, in both these cases we will have to apply force, and because of that force its size is changing. So here again the stretched or compressed spring will also have potential energy stored in it. Simply you can see the example of an elastic stretched rubber band. That is also the example of potential energy. That means actually the concept is, to acquire potential energy we will have to apply some force, and because of that force either the position of the object is changing or its size and shape is changing. That means displacement is there. Initially this was the position of the spring and now this is the position of the spring. That means displacement has taken place, and here also displacement has taken place, but in this direction. That means always force is associated with potential energy and displacement also. That means potential energy is actually work done. Okay, and in last section we have discussed that whenever work is done there is always a transformation of energy. That means transfer of energy. So potential energy is also an energy. That means here the potential energy is actually nothing but work which we are doing to change the position or size and shape of a body. For example, here we are raising the body against the gravity. So we are doing some work. Obviously now if we have to raise any object against the gravity, we will have to apply one force, and so we are applying force in this direction and the body is displacing in this direction. That means both force and displacement are there. That means we are doing some work to change position of this body. That means the amount of potential energy stored here is due to work done by us. How much work we have done to take this body from here to here. That work done is stored in this body in the form of potential energy. And when we will leave it from here, then this potential energy will be converted into kinetic energy and the body will gain a velocity and it will move in the downward direction due to gravity of force. Similarly here also, if we are expanding any spring, then we have to apply force on the spring, and because of that force some expansion is going on, that is displacement. So here also we will have to apply force and there will be displacement, so this is also work done. And here also it is work done, we are compressing the spring, so here also this is work done. That means actually potential energy is also a work done. The work which we are doing to change its position, size and shape, that work is stored in the form of the potential energy. So that is the potential energy. Now there are two forms of potential energy. Initially, we have seen that mechanical energy is of two types, potential energy and kinetic energy. And now the potential energy is also having two forms of potential energy. That is, first one is gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy, and second one is elastic potential energy. Elastic potential energy. That means there are two types of potential energy, gravitational potential energy and elastic potential energy. Gravitational potential energy is always possessed or associated with position of the object. If you will change position of the object, then there will be gravitational potential energy, and here elastic potential energy is generally associated due to change in shape and size. Change in shape and size of the object. For example, stretched or compressed spring, that is the example of elastic potential energy. So first of all, we will discuss about gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy. We have studied about gravitational law, and we have studied force due to gravity also. So on the same concept, now we will discuss gravitational potential energy. So universal gravitation law states that if there are two bodies in the universe which have masses, then they will attract each other by an attractive force, and that force is known as gravitational force, and this law is known as universal gravitation law. And since we know that Earth is having some mass, so if any object is raised up to some height, then that object will also have mass, and two bodies with masses will attract each other. But since the Earth has a huge amount of mass, so it will pull the body towards its surface. These things we have already seen about the gravitational potential energy, about the field of gravity of Earth and the gravitational law. Now we will discuss about gravitational potential energy. Before that, we will see the definition of the gravitational potential energy. We have seen that potential energy is the amount of work done, that we have seen right now. Here in definition also, we will use the same concept. That means gravitational potential energy is the amount of work done to bring a body or a unit mass from infinity to that point. In class 9th, we have studied potential as well as potential difference. Similarly, here also we are having one definition. Potential energy is the amount of work done in bringing a body from infinity to that point. To that point means any point, that is means required point where you want to bring the body. That amount of work done is known as potential energy, because if you have to change the position of the object, if you have to take one object from one place to another place, you will have to apply some force, no doubt. That means suppose if here you have placed an object, so is it possible that automatically without any force this object will move in this direction or this direction or in this direction or in this direction? No, it's not possible. That means if you want a displacement, if you want to do this work, that means if the object is at infinity and if you want to bring it at one particular point, suppose here A, this is infinity, that means until you will apply any force on it, if you will apply or if the gravity will apply, but there should be some amount of force applied on the object, only in that condition it will come to this point. So you will have to apply a force, and obviously then the body will move towards the point. That means force is there, displacement is there. That means you will have to do some amount of work done, and this amount of work done is known as gravitational potential energy. That means the amount of work done to bring a body from infinity to a point is known as gravitational potential energy. This is the definition of the gravitational potential energy. Now we will see some important concepts related with gravitational potential energy. And the first point is at infinity, gravitational potential energy is zero because force of attraction is zero. at infinity, this is very important point. Here we will study 2 points and both are very important. At infinity, gravitational potential energy is 0 because force is 0. And why is it so? Because we have studied about gravitational force and we know that gravitational force is equal to G capital M small m upon R square if we are talking about Earth. Here G is the universal gravitational constant, M is the mass of the earth, and this is the mass of the body, and this is distance between earth and body. That means distance between both these bodies is denoted by R. That we know. And from here we know that the attraction force, that is the gravitational force, is directly proportional to masses of the body and inversely proportional to distance between them. That means if mass of either of the body will increase, then the attraction force will increase. But if separation between them will decrease, then the amount of force will decrease. So here we are talking about infinity. First of all, infinity is just an imaginary point. We also actually don't know where is infinity. We consider a very far away, at a very far distance from Earth. We don't know where, but at a very large distance which we cannot calculate or measure. At that particular point, one point is there, and that place we call, or that point we call at infinity. So it is actually one imaginary concept that at a very far distance. So we know that from Earth's surface, as we will move away from Earth, then attraction force, that is the gravitational force, will decrease because the separation between Earth and that body is increasing. And when the separation will increase, then the force will decrease. That means as we will move, then the force will decrease. And there will be a point at infinity where ultimately the force will become 0. And we have heard one term, that is the gravitational field, and here we are talking about gravitational field of Earth. That means the Earth is having a huge amount of mass, but still it can attract objects up to a limited area, and that limited area around the Earth is known as gravitational field. And after that gravitational field, we think that now the amount of force applied by the gravity of the Earth is 0. That means if any body is beyond this level, beyond the level of this gravitational field of Earth, then the Earth will not be able to bring it back to its surface. That means the Earth will not attract it. Okay, that means that's why we are saying after going in space, the objects and the people comes in the condition of the weightlessness. Even though weightlessness is actually one another condition, but that we will not discuss right now. Right now, we are considering that at a particular point, the net force on the object becomes 0. So that means at infinity, the force of attraction due to Earth becomes 0, and because of that, the gravitational potential energy becomes 0, because we are saying that potential energy is amount of work done, and amount of work done is F into S. So if this F will be 0, then this amount of S will be, the amount of work done will be 0. Now here one more thing is there. Just to find out this work done, don't think that put here F is equal to 0 and displacement is equal to infinity and then the work done will become infinity. It does not happen like that. I will give one example later from where we will make it clear that basically it does not happen. So here what we have to consider is, at infinity, the gravitational potential energy is 0 because the attraction force due to Earth, or the force of gravity due to Earth, becomes 0. This is our first important point. Now we will discuss our second point, and the second point is, this is infinity. Now the second point is at finite distance. Now we are not talking about infinity, we are talking about finite distance. That means we have a particular measurement that can be 10,000 kilometers, that can be just 10 centimeter, but at least we are having a fixed value. So we are talking only about a finite distance. At finite distance from Earth, gravitational potential is negative. That is here gravitational potential energy is negative. See, there are two concepts One is the mathematical derivation, which we will see in the higher classes. I can give only a little idea about that, but from that little idea we cannot clear whole concept, but still I will try. But here our point is, at finite distance gravitational potential energy is negative because the work is done by gravity itself. This is our point. So that means from one thermodynamical concept also we can make it clear. If the work is done by body, and work done on the body, two things are there. So work done by the body is generally negative and work done on the body is generally positive. This is one mathematical concept. That means here we are not doing any work at finite distance. If you will leave any object here, then you do not have to do any work. Automatically the gravity will attract the object and it will cause a displacement. That means the work is done by earth. That means gravity itself. So the work is done by body, so it is negative. And work done on the body is positive. That means up to a finite distance where the earth can attract its objects, up to that distance the gravitational potential energy of the body remains negative. That means we got our two important concepts. One is at infinity gravitational potential energy is zero, and at finite distance gravitational potential energy of the body is negative. Okay, now see, right now I told you one mathematical concept is also related with it, that is the earth. We know that the gravitational force will act at the center of the earth, and suppose this is the radius of the earth. So if there is a point above the earth's surface, anywhere above the earth's surface, then at this point this body or this object will have some potential energy. Obviously this is a point above the earth's surface, so at this point the body will have a potential energy. Now suppose this point is infinity. So if we have to take this body from here to here, we want to take that body from point A to B, and point B is actually at infinity, right? That means we don't know where it is. It is an imaginary point very far away from earth. Okay, so if we have to take this point from here to here, we will have to do some amount of work done. Obviously you are working against gravity, so you will have to do some work to bring this body from here to here. We are saying that here the potential energy is zero. Right now we have seen that at infinity the gravitational potential energy is zero. This is what we were saying. And at this point the body will have some amount of potential energy, let it be x. Here the body having potential energy is x. And here the amount of work done by you to bring this body from here to here, that is work done is equal to GMM upon R. This is also having a derivation, but we cannot discuss everything in a single video. So the later we will see someday. So the amount of work done to bring this body from here to here is this much, and this amount of work done will be stored in the form of the potential energy. Right now we have studied that if we are changing the position of an object, then that amount of work done which we are doing to change its position, that amount of work done is stored in the body in the form of the potential energy. That means you are saying this is also potential energy and this is also potential energy, and you are saying that the sum of the potential energy at infinity is zero. That means this is, you are sure that to bring it from A to B, your potential energy is GMM upon R, and you are sure about potential energy at infinity is zero. Now this potential energy on the surface of the earth, if this is positive, here you are getting positive sign only, so this is positive, and if you want to make it negative, then obviously your this potential energy should be negative. Sorry, this is zero. So the potential energy, this potential energy should be negative and equal to this. Only in that condition this work done will be zero. That means here minus GMM. upon r. That means your x is also equal to minus gmm upon r, because we know that this is positive value gmm upon r, and at infinity it is 0. So if you want it 0 and this is positive value, then we have to add a negative and equal value in the concept. After that, this negative positive will become 0. That means, what is this? This is the potential energy at x. That means the potential energy at a finite distance around the earth is negative. Okay, it is just like, suppose here you want this result as 0, and here you have got the amount of work done to bring it from A to B is let 5 joule plus 5 joule. Then what is the option? Obviously put here minus 5 joule. That means this potential energy at point A, which the body was already having, that was the negative energy, and now you have added some positive energy and the result is 0. So this is just one mathematical example. That means the potential energy at a finite distance on the surface of the earth is always negative. So that means these are two very important concepts which we have to remember. Next important point is, as distance from earth increases, that means for body we are talking, as distance from earth increases, then attraction force, that is our force due to gravity, attraction force decreases and gravitational potential energy increases. Okay, this is also a very important point. That means as the distance is increasing from the earth, as you are moving away from earth, then the attraction force due to gravity will decrease. Why? Reason we have seen, because the attraction force is inversely proportional to distance between them. So as distance between earth and the body will increase, then its attraction force will decrease. So as distance from earth increases, then the attraction force decreases and gravitational potential energy will increase. See, force is decreasing, still potential energy is increasing, because actually it is decreasing in negative. For example, right now we have seen that at finite distance the potential energy will be negative. So if I will give you one example, suppose this is a point A on the earth surface and at finite distance, so here the potential energy will be, suppose, minus 50 joule. For a body, here the potential energy is minus 50 joule. So after some time, if you will move here, then the value of force will decrease. So at point B, now the potential energy is minus 25 joule. Okay, and after that at one point it will become, suppose, minus 5 joule, and similarly at infinity, at this point infinity, the potential energy will finally become 0, right? So you see here carefully, the numerical values are decreasing because the amount of force is decreasing. Potential energy is equal to amount of work done is equal to force into displacement. So here the force is decreasing, because of that the numerical value is decreasing. That means 2 into 5 and 1 into 5 will have difference now. So since the force is decreasing, so the numerical value is decreasing. But if I will ask you, out of minus 50 and minus 25 joule, which is the bigger one? Obviously minus 25 joule is greater than minus 50. That we know. Minus 25 is greater than minus 50. This we know. You see we will draw once our number line. This is 0. At some point minus 50. At some point minus 25. At some point minus 5. And here we will have positive values likewise. This is our number line. Now you see, when you will move towards 0, then the values will increase. No doubt the numerical values are decreasing. So it seems to decrease, but actually it is not decreasing, because we know that minus 50 is smaller than minus 25. That means if your potential energy is moving in this direction, that means the potential energy is increasing. Initially it was minus 50, then it was minus 25, now it is minus 5 joule, and at one point it will become zero. That is, at infinity the potential energy of the body will become zero. So we should not confuse in this concept. We are having 3 points related with gravitational potential energy, and all the 3 points are very important, and here we will not get confused that after increasing the distance from the earth and even after decreasing the force, the gravitational potential energy is increasing. No doubt the numerical values will decrease, but overall gravitational potential energy will increase because its values are decreasing in negative. So after all, the value of the potential energy will increase, and finally at a point at infinity the potential energy will become zero. So this is about the gravitational potential energy. We will discuss some more things about gravitational potential energy with respect to earth and the elastic potential energy. That is in next class. Thank you.